Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience as I got the final little bit set up, but we are live. Hello and welcome everybody as we are just jumping into the thick of it of what is going to be a treacherous qualifying session here and what is going to be an exciting Grand Prix. We have officially finally arrived. It is time for round 1 of season 5 of the Division 2 Championship here for ISRL Esports, and I'm really excited to kick things off here, and what a race it is going to be. We are here in the full wets for qualifying, at least possibly for the race as well, but here we are as let's just get the sound of the cars here for myself here. Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in on this very unorthodox, well, not unorthodox, just very different intro as I was getting everything set up, but we are here, we are ready. My name is Fallen Monkeys. I am here in the commentator's booth to take you through the action, and here in qualifying at the very least, as you can see, it is absolutely soaking wet, pouring rain here for this short qualifying session. Still early stages as Kurt Valletta is coming around through near the end of Sector 2, starting at Sector 3. We've got some yellow flags in Turn 3 as drivers getting each other sorted out, letting the flying lap drivers through. Possibly a little bit of the rain playing effect, but coming around the final corner comes Kurt Valletta. What is the time going to be? It's a 1:14.915, and that is the bar. That is where the time is set here. Let's see if anybody can get that time beat. Lots of drivers here out on track looking to get their first lap set, and oh no, that's ISRL Nole, who was out of qualifying very early on here. It looks like he might have had a moment coming around the final corner. Jay Willis as well equally is now out of this qualifying. What is going on? Let's ride on board here with Prof. Patrick. There is Jay Willis, and oh my goodness, there is Nole. There is both of those cars seemingly at the exact same spot in nearly the exact same moments. Both drivers are now out of this qualifying session. I think very possibly trying to push the exit of that final corner, maximize the exit speed here in the full wets, but it's very slippery, as you can see with the onboard of Prof. Patrick as he's running a flying lap right now. Very difficult, and I think just losing the back end, and from there you're a passenger. That wall comes very quickly, and very easy to invalidate, very easy to get knocked out of qualifying. But for Jay Wills and Nole, that is the end of their qualifying session here, as they are now out and will be starting from the back of the grid. But through that, we've got a couple more times that were set. CRL Do Will goes fastest. He improves. It's a 1:13.505 here for his first time, and that is the time to beat as more drivers are setting a time. Let's stick with the McLaren with the onboard as he's coming around the final corner now. Can he take it? A little bit of a tank slap. You can see how slippery that final corner is from the onboard of Prof. Patrick, but still nearly a 1:14 flat. 1:14.007 is the time for the McLaren driver, so still a very good time. As I'm just going to say hello to everybody who's in the chat. Hello to everybody tuning in. Lorenzo, though, he's going for a little bit of spin here, practicing the victory donuts, I'm sure, at Turn 3. Got to give the fans a nice little show, but we'll leave him to that. Irish Newt Potato in the Mercedes was on a flying lap, I believe, but has an invalidation. Cohen is just starting a lap now as Nazareth crosses the line, smashes the time set by Do Will. It's a 1:13 flat, nearly a 1:13.072 was the time by Nazareth. Do Will, though, setting a little bit of a quicker time. He improves to a 1:13.3, excuse me, but unfortunately not quick enough. Knight is just starting a flying lap in that Alpine car, so we'll tune back with him. But I just want to stick with the Red Bull of Cohen as he's coming around through into Sector 2. Some of the dangerous sections here, you gotta watch out out for these curbs, as they can really bounce that car out if you're not careful. But through one more sector now, and from what I'm seeing here with a lot of the drivers, I believe a lot of these drivers put a lot of fuel here in qualifying, leading me to believe that things are not going to change as far as the weather's concerned between now and the end of the session. Just repetition more than single lap pace here, as Cohen goes fifth fastest, a 13.781 for the Red Bull driver, and he takes P5 as of right now. But it's still Nazareth leading the charge here in qualifying. He's coming around again for the final corner. Will not improve this time around, but I think now is going to be going on a bit more of a true flying lap. VR 46 Yarno, though, right behind. He brings that Williams car all the way up to P1. The first driver to break into the sub 113s, and what a time it is. It's a 112.799. Krishna, not too far behind in the Ferrari, breaks through into the 112s as well. It's a 112.837. Not quick enough for pole position, just close, but good enough for the front row of the grid for him in that Ferrari car. But still a very good time here from both the Ferrari and, of course, the Williams driver, who is starting from pole position if qualifying ended now. But given the way we're seeing a lot of these drivers run this qualifying session, it's going to change very quickly. And speaking of change, I'm seeing Skila, I believe, he's running the intermediate tires, and he's finding a 1/10 of a second in Sector 1. So you know what, let's stick with Skila, and let's ride on board with them, as we'll see if the pace is truly there on the intermediates, or if the full wets is where we want to go. Let's get the details out. We've only got Skilla, who is running the intermediates for the time being. Kurt Valletta elsewhere, he's thinking of putting them on, but has yet to truly commit, leaving still remaining in the pit lane. But let's stick with him. He's been running those intermediates for 4 laps, though. So Skilla feeling comfortable with them, and we'll see if he can possibly find some improvement now, being one of the few drivers to actually run on these intermediates. So it's an interesting call here. I thought it would have been full wets, just given the amount of standing water I'm seeing on the track. But this could be what Skilla was hoping for. He does go up into third fastest. To be fair, a 112.877, so he's still on pace with the likes of Krishna and VR 46 Yarno, who are running on the full wets for the time being. But it looks like, contrarily to what I was thinking previously, it might just be a one of those in-between conditions where both the full wets and the intermediate tires are good choices to run. Just drivers are just trying to figure out which one is going to be truly faster, and I believe at the end of it, it's just going to come down to personal preference more than anything else. But Nazareth, though, he's making a case for himself and those full wet tires, as he sets another fastest lap, and starting to eke closer and closer to the low 112s. Maybe we see a driver break into the sub 112s, into the 111s here in these full wet conditions / intermediate tire conditions. And I think I'm starting to see, we're starting to see more drivers opting to choose that intermediate tire rather than the full wets. So it looks like the track conditions are improving at least a little bit here, as you can see, compared to 2 runners putting them on a little bit more now, have opted to put them on. Dark is a little bit further behind. He's on the full wet tires, though. Let's see what he's looking to do, and we'll have to keep an eye out and see how these intermediate tire runners are going to fare once they do start their flying laps officially. Who is actually going to be leading the charge? I think it's going to be Welsh Maldonado, but very quickly has an invalidation on her first intermediate tire lap. Jordan is not too far behind, currently sitting in 11th, just outside of the top 10 for the AlphaTauri driver. But we'll stick with him here on those intermediate tires. Still a little under 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session here. that is proving to be a challenge for a lot of these drivers in these wet weather conditions. Not the way a lot of these drivers are probably hoping to start the season, but these are the hands that they are dealt. This was the cards that they were dealt here for this qualifying session, so we'll see how it plays out for all these drivers. They're all essentially in a similar position. Who can make the most of it? So far, it looks like Nazareth is the driver who will be making the most of it here as of right now. But with time left on the clock, we'll see who can maybe make a run, who can maybe make a challenge here. Here comes Jordan across the line now. He finds a lot of pace, jumps all the way up to P2. Unfortunately, not quick enough to outpace his teammate, but still a solid lap to put them 1 and 2. But just as I say that, they get bumped down to 2 and 3 as Cruz sets the fastest lap. Irish Nude Potato goes fastest now. From last of the running cars all the way up to first place here now in qualifying, a 1:11.8. So first driver to break into the sub 112s is Irish Nude Potato in that Mercedes, but lots of drivers giving him a run for it, as it very much so seems like those intermediate tires are the tires to go for here. So we'll keep an eye out on drivers like Potgetter, Captain Blade, who Captain Blade is having a little bit of struggles there on the intermediates, not finding that pace. But Potgetter, who's on an out lap, Knight is on a flying lap right now, having just started his flying lap. Let's stick with the Alpine drivers. He's coming through 3/10 faster, nearly 4/10 faster than his previous best time. Welsh Maldonado goes fast this year on track, a 1:11.816, 2/1000ths of a second faster than Irish Nude Potato. So it's close up at the top, but it is Welsh Maldonado currently heading the table. He is he is fastest, but Irish Nude Potato taking that right back and really on a flyer now, a 1:11.368 for Irish Nude Potato. Do Will setting a decent lap here, a 1:11.779 up into second. Krishna though, a 1:11.225. He goes fast this year. Now Knight, as he's coming around the final corner, let's see what he can do. Not extending too much that final corner towards the line. That puts him up into P2, a 1:11.293. So front row of the grid for the time being, but as you can see, it's not going to matter much until the checkered flag falls in qualifying and the final laps are set. Given the changes that we've seen so far with these qualifying, with the way the conditions are improving, but it's Nazareth was on provisional pole, knocked all the way down to P7 now, and we'll see P8 as I believe that was Skyla's going fastest. I think Cohen just crossed the line to go up into P4, a 1:11.5. I think we get a little bit of a break from the action, but let's see Nazareth down in 9th now. Let's see if he can regain a few positions coming around the final corner. It's looking to be a good lap for the AlphaTauri driver. Towards the line, across it he goes, and there you have it. It's a provisional pole position for Nazareth as he takes that right back, breaks into the sub 111s. It's a 1:10.915 here, as the times are truly picking up now in these dying stages of qualifying, as the track is improving, the drivers are going faster, the rain is starting to slow up. The question, though, still remains, who is going to end up on pole position? Captain Blade coming around the final corner now. Let's see what his time is going to be. He improves up to 6th fastest, a 1:11.462. So not phased at all from these wet weather conditions is the McLaren of Captain Blade here. Let's see Yarno coming around the final corner. We've got a string of cars now looking to improve. VR46 Yarno going P3, nearly a 1:11 flat, but Skyla 7, he sets a true 1:11 flat, by definition a 1:11.000 here. You love to see that on the timing tables. Not too often you see a truly flat time here, but Skilla pulls it off and goes P2 for good measure there. Prof Patrick, though, was on a very good lap, getting knocked down the order here as drivers are starting a lap closer to the 111s, and that seems to be essentially where the pace is here in these intermediate tires. You want to be into the 111s if you can do it here. Let's see what Prof Patrick can do as he's got 2 corners to go. Has his teammate for help a little bit further ahead. I don't think they're gonna be working too much as a team here in this stage of qualifying. But here we are. Prof Patrick with 1.5 minutes to go bumps up right behind his teammate up into P9. Gets knocked down very quickly as I think that was Dark who just set a faster time in that Mercedes, a 111.042. VR does improve. He goes a 111.032. So looks like a lot of times into the 111 flats for these drivers from essentially P2 all the way down to P6 are a 111.0 something. But the question still is, and I guess the statement by Nazareth is, catch me if you can, a 110.415 is the time. Won't be improving on this run around, but he's got time for one more lap here to try to solidify that pole. The question is, though, who will be able to beat him? Will. He retires out of qualifying. It appears to be in the pits, though. Nothing worried. Knight, though, the second driver to break into the sub-111s. Krishna, though, going faster. Knight nearly having a tank slapper, though, so that might affect his final lap. But looks like the pole position has been interchanged quite a bit between Nazareth, Krishna, Skilla. VR has been involved. Kurt Valletta has wanted himself involved as Dark will not be improving here. Kurt Valletta coming around the final corner with 6 seconds to go. What kind of lap time is he going to do? Is he going to improve from that 111.1 towards the line? He goes. It will not be an improvement, so P8 for Kurt Valletta as he crosses the line. Cohen is next. He will not improve as that's an invalidation. We've got, I think, VR who's going to cross. No, it's not going to be VR. It's going to be his teammate here that's going to be crossing next. The Irish New Potato will not improve. Let's see, it's Dark who's going to be diving into the pits. Nazareth setting a 110.250. So that is going to be the time to beat. Let's keep an eye out on Krishna, though, as he's got 2 corners to go. Looking to be on a good lap. Let's ride on board with the Ferrari driver. Can he steal pole position away across the line? No, he cannot. He does not go faster. Will remain, though, for the time being on the front row of the grid. But VR46 Yarno is looking to be on a flyer, and we have a Skilla a little bit further behind who's running a flying lap as of right now. Let's see what these two drivers, what can they do? VR46 Yarno first across the line out of the 2, heading towards the line. Will he go faster? No, well, I believe it's just about faster, but will remain in P4. Skilla, no, he will not go faster. Slow down at the line. Did not have the fuel. It did not seem like it. So that is where qualifying is going to end. What an exciting qualifying it was as positions interchanged time and time again. But as it's all said and done, we have the German. It's Nazareth on pole position with a 110.250. And his German brethren Krishna, who comes in second in the Ferrari. So it's going to be AlphaTauri Ferrari 1-2 to start the race. Irish Nude Potato, VR46 Yarno, and Skilla rounding out the top 5. Knight in 6, Dark, Will, Kurt Valletta, and Prof Patrick rounding out the top 10 here. Only about a second separating the top 10 drivers. There is the rest of the order here. Potgetter, Welsh Maldonado, Captain Blade, Cohen, Jordan, Cruz, Lorenzo, Nole, and Jay Wills, the last 2 drivers. No time on the board after getting caught up in that incident earlier on in the full wets. But that is unfortunately how the cookie crumbles for them. They will be starting from the back of the grid. But this is where it really counts. Qualifying is over. Qualifying only determines where you start the race. And here, thankfully for the drivers, as we move into the race session, it does not appear to be raining. It looks like it's at the very least going to be a cloudy session. But we'll see, and we'll hope for the drivers that is going to be the sunlight that prevails and not the clouds with more wet weather conditions. but we'll see how that all plays out. But it looks like we are very quickly ready to kick off the session here, as drivers are just getting their strategies figured out, getting the fuel. Not too much of a question now in terms of fuel, since you can't really manage that here with the new rules, with the new regulations, but you still want to figure out your tire strategy, what you want to be doing here. So we'll see how this all plays out as the strategies intertwine as we get started here for the race. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Fallen Monkeys. For those who are not aware, here in the commentator's booth to take you through the action, and as we run through the formation lap, it's Nazareth is going to be starting from pole position here, as let's get the tire choice put on. Not too much of a surprise here. Nazareth, Krishna in second, Irish New Potato in third, VR46 Yarno in fourth, Skilla in fifth, Knight in sixth, Dark in seventh, Duwill in eighth, Kurt Valletta in ninth, all running on the medium tires. Prof Patrick rounding out the top 10, only driver in the top 10 to decide he wants to start on the soft tires, and unless he wants to take those very long, he is committing to the two-stop here. As you can see, the predicted pit stop strategy is predicting a two-stop either way, so it looks like Prof Patrick might want to run the two soft tires rather than go with the two medium tires that we're seeing the rest of the grid run here. But of course, for the medium tires, the likes of the top 9, as well as Pot Getter, Welsh Maldonado, Captain Blade, Cohen in 14th, as well as Cruz and Lorenzo J. Wills as well. They can possibly try to push a one-stop here. Jordan in 15th, he wants the pace on the softs, committing to the two-stop. Cruz, Lorenzo, like I said, on the mediums in 16th and 17th. Nole, though, from way back in the grid, he's pulling something out of left field. He's putting on the hard tires, and looks like he's having a little bit of trouble putting some heat into them there. Hopefully that's just some jitters that he can get out of the way in the formation lap, and hopefully that can all get sorted out in the race, because he's looking possibly to do a one-stop from hards to softs, so we'll see how that's going to play out for him. But he's going to have to go long, he's going to have to keep it clean, and as Jay Wills rounds out the grid here, at least on paper, we are just about set for the 5 red lights and the start of this race for 36 laps around Spielberg. It is the Austrian Grand Prix. It is officially the start of the new season for the Division 2 Championship here. Once the 5 red lights go out and we charge down to turn 1, get ready, it's going to be a good one. Up to 4 lights, 5 red lights. And the lights are off, and we are racing here to start Season 5, as drivers are battling for positions. You can see the Irish New Potato, I believe it is, trying to get ahead early on. Some drivers going a little bit wide through turn 1. There is the other Mercedes. I believe that might have been Dark, I believe, in the Mercedes, who got ahead, losing a lot of positions here as we're nearly 3 wide going into turn 1. Side by side, though, go Krishna and Nazareth here for the lead of the race early on. Nazareth, though, finds the extra pace on the secondary acceleration, but this battle isn't over. Here comes Krishna now, back down the inside of turn 4. There's a little bit of contact, but it is Krishna who takes the lead of the race here after going side by side with Nazareth for a good portion of the start of the race. But we've got some yellow flags, and oh no, that is Welsh Maldonado out of this race. What happened to Welsh Maldonado? Nole has no front wing. That's a virtual safety car. You gotta feel like those two drivers did get involved somewhere in an incident, but unfortunately for Welsh Maldonado, she is out of this race here after completing half a lap. Nole, his hard tire strategy is officially gone out the window. He is going to have to improvise something else. He is going to have to adapt to his strategy now, after having to take a very early pit stop and get a wing change on top of that. Probably hoping for a real safety car there was Nole, but it was not in the cards, I should say, unfortunately for him. But it is still, oh my goodness, what happened there? That was Krishna! In a crazy turn of events under the virtual safety car, Krishna just could not take turn 3 properly, a little bit too quickly on the acceleration, and loses so many positions here under the virtual safety car, falls way down the order, and just like that, we're back to green flag racing, and Nazareth has been given a gift here early on in this race as he gets the lead right back, but he's not going to be sitting too comfortably, as right behind you have the ever so dangerous Irish Nude Potato chasing him down. He wants to take the lead for himself. We saw him seasons after season. He's pulled off these fantastic drives, looking to keep this up here for Season 5, and really making a case for it here in these very early stages, as he is in second, chasing down Nazareth, with VR46 Jarno in third. A little bit of a distant third here, but looks like he's putting a lot of pressure. Oh no, that was Irish New Potato going for the lead of the race, and he does take the lead of the race, but goes deep into turn 3, and now Nick Potgetter is out of this race. As what happened here? Let's try to figure this out, as no, Lorenzo's in the pits. It looks like Krishna got involved. Let's quickly jump on board with Cruz. I don't want to do this for too long, as there is Potgetter's car out of this race very early on. What is going on here? We've got a little bit of battles here. Cohen and Jay Wills exchanging positions. Duwill is just seemingly ever so losing a position here, losing that same position on the timing tables. Let's see, how is Krishna doing? Because it looks like he was the Ferrari that was involved with that accident with Potgetter. It doesn't look like he took too much damage here, at least on the surface, but it does remain to be seen from bad to worse for Krishna here in the early stages of this race, and that one is not going to bring out a safety car, and now Krishna is out of this race very quickly. Let's ride on board with Cruz once again as he gets ahead. There is Krishna very deep into the gravel. You gotta think possibly took some floor damage, some side pod damage, lost out on some of the downforce here on this track. And when you're taking those high-speed corners, you're relying on your car to be in peak condition, or else you can go wide. You're more likely to clip the curbs, and that, I think, is exactly what happened here, as unfortunately for Krishna, his race from P2 up into P1, but the virtual safety car was the last thing he needed, and it was all downhill from there for the Ferrari driver, as he is now out of this race. But back to the racing action we go. Prof Patrick putting pressure on Knight, but he's got Duwill lurking a little bit further behind. We've got a little bit of a train of cars here. It's a second train. The top four have essentially run off to have their own race here, it seems. Knight falling back a little bit with those medium tires, but Prof Patrick is trying to look to make a case here. He's on the soft, so he's gonna have to make a run. He's gonna have to make a push. Let's see, is he gonna go for it here in turn 3? No, he's gonna stay close, but stay behind here, as I think he's gonna rely on the second bite of that DRS cherry. Let's ride on board with the McLaren driver. Is he gonna have enough pace? Using some of that battery, gonna go towards the inside, not gonna try to go for the overtake here, as we've seen oh so many times what happens here if you're not right dead alongside a driver going down the hill of turn 4. But Prof Patrick knew better. He abandoned that, but we'll check in on that battle in just a moment, because we've got the top 4 really duking it out here. It's Nazareth trying to get that lead of the race back from Irish New Potato, getting close behind, and Skilla is absolutely flying here. First though, let's see, Nazareth thought about making a move down the inside, does not get close enough, unfortunately, so Irish New Potato lives for another day, or at least another corner, as here we go once again. VR46 Jarno wants to get involved. He wants to take P2. So Nazareth is going to have to watch out. He's going to defend down the inside, and that is going to work out for him here, as Knight now getting ahead of Prof Patrick once again. Lorenzo is out of this race here, as he crashed out in the same place as Krishna did. But we got to keep an eye out on this battle, as you can see the top 4. This is going to, we'll put a break here, as Knight came very close to Prof Patrick, and Prof Patrick wants this back. He's going to go down the inside here of this next corner. Knight defending, finds the extra pace, rides the curb, keeps control of the car, and Knight will remain in P5. But fantastic battles here within the first 6 laps for a lot of these drivers here. that are trying to compete for position, compete for points here early on. Now, this is very beneficial for the top 5. Not so much so for Prof. Patrick, as Cohen and Jordan exchanging positions here in the back of the field. Nole really not having the race he was hoping for, as he is already being lapped here 7 laps into the race. Very unfortunate for the defending champion of the Division 2 championship, not having the start he was hoping for. But of course, it is only the first race of the season. So loads of time to regain some positions here if you're not having that great of a race. But here we can see back at it here. Dark, though, he has a moment around the final corner. That is not going to work out too well for him. He's going to continue on his way, but hopefully for him that's not wing damage. That is going to be very dangerous if it is. Prof. Patrick once again trying to get past the Alpine of Knight. But Knight making that Alpine the size of a bus here on the track. He's a bus with Formula 1 power right now that you just cannot get past him. Prof. Patrick, those lines are not going to help. And possibly time second penalties that could come with it, extending it here. But this top 4, they've been close. They've been battling it out, stuck on the DRS train. That mistake from VR46 Yarno, though, will not help. You can see he's got the boost, but they're going to go side by side up the hill into turn 3. Who is going to get the position? It's going to be VR46 Yarno, who's going to hang on to it, and now is going to use the run to try to make a move on Nazareth. Irish New Potato, in the meantime, he is gaining some time. He is getting ahead. There's a little bit of contact here between those two drivers, but through all of this action, the positions remain unchanged. Let's go quickly back. Prof. Patrick is close, but not close enough, as more yellow flags here through Sector 3s. I think that's Dark just diving into the pits, trying to get out of the way. Here comes Skilla. Once again, he thought about going down the inside of the penultimate corner of VR46 Yarno, but will not be making that overtake. Now is going to try again with DRS, but you can see they all have DRS, all trying to chase down the leader, Irish Nude Potato. So essentially, DRS is nullifying itself out. We are essentially in this train here, but we'll see how everything is going to play out here, as it's all going to rely on skill, not making a mistake. Here we go. VR thought once again about going around the outside, but you really absolutely need to be alongside to make that move work. At the, or even worse, get the overtake done. Here comes Skilla, though. Is he going to try? Oh, I thought he was going to go down the inside, but he wanted that outside line to maximize the traction, but VR just wasn't giving it to him. VR was offering the inside. Skilla did not want it. So once again, we remain to where we are. But this top 4 has been making it absolutely fantastic. Cruz and Captain Blade, though, they're having a little side-by-side battle here for P10. Let's keep an eye out on this, as Knight takes a 3-second time penalty to be added to his time. These two drivers, though, Cruz and Captain Blade, still side-by-side. And it looks like it's going to be Cruz who is going to take the position. He goes up into P10. Now, Prof. Patrick, he spent a lot of time battling, and he's going to be pitting here on those here on lap 10. Dark, meanwhile, I'm not too sure what this call is, putting on the intermediate tires, very wisely diving into the pits. I think he was hoping to see some rain, but as you can see, sun's out, guns out, dry tires are out here. But crucially now, back for this top 4. Skilla and VR are battling. You can see Skilla getting ahead. VR is going to try to defend back down the inside. They're still side by side here. No contact there. This is what you love to see. And Skilla finally gets ahead. He takes that position from VR46 Yarno, and that was all caused not through them, but essentially through the likes of Irish New Potato and Nazareth going a little bit slow, having a slight tank slapper, and that was all it took. Domino effect from there. Skilla just had the much better exit there, being in 4th, being able to adapt to that a little bit better. Now, Captain Blade and Cruz were continuing their battle here 1 lap later. They've come close, but Cruz is able to defend his position. He will remain in P10 here, as we're already on lap 11 out of 36. This race is flying by. Here comes Nazareth, though, once again thinking about going down the inside. DRS is proving to be beneficial to keep pace, but unfortunately not helping as much as you'd like to see for the overtakes. Drivers here in the lead are really doing a good job, but as I say that, Nazareth kicks to the inside, a little bit of contact, a little bit of a push. They both go wide here, and this is going to open for Skilla. He gets ahead of one. Irish New Potato must be fuming in that cockpit here. Nazareth going for the move, a little bit of elbows out racing, forcing him a little bit wide. Skilla making no mistakes, seeing the opportunity, he gets ahead, and he is now in second, charging up the field, and already putting pressure on Nazareth, who now retakes the lead of this race now here at the end of lap 11 to start lap 12. But how is Skilla going to play this here? He's now going to have to go for the move. He can't rely too much on mistakes, because Nazareth won't do too many. Irish New Potato, he's in third, but going to be trying to push once again. We've got Skilla, though. He gets DRS and very quickly takes the lead of this race. Very quickly from Nazareth, and now it is the Alfa Romeo who is leading the race on lap 12. Skilla takes the lead. Nazareth coming right back. We saw this move a lap ago. It's going to be a little less elbows out this time around than it was previously, as Irish New Potato gets a front row seat to that, but they're still side by side coming through the next corner section. This is going to be close here, as Nazareth just has the nose ahead, but for how long? And here we go. Skilla now going to try to switch back. They're still going to go side by side here. Skilla getting the inside line. He does get the move done now. Back into the lead of the race he goes, but he's going to have to fight for it very hard here as Nazareth once again gets alongside. Is he going to go for it here in turn one? Thought about it, but just didn't quite have enough room to get it done. Now, once again, is going to be trying Knight. Oh no, a mistake for Knight as he is falling down the order. That's what that yellow flag was out for. As now he's gonna have to go back. There's a little bit of contact here for the leaders, but we've got four cars here really battling it out. But Metso, Nazareth, and Skilla once again side by side. One lap later, this time Nazareth gets ahead well before the corner, so he will be taking the lead of this race back. But Irish New Potato is involved. VR is still involved. And look at this. Through all this battling, Duwill in the Haas has now gotten himself involved in this battle. So from a 4-car battle to a 5-car battle here on track. Duwill, though, losing a little bit of pace, but if they still are trying to overtake for the lead, overtake for positions, Duwill will definitely still be involved. Here comes Irish New Potato. It looks like he is going to try to go for it, as Skilla might be needing to defend ever so slightly. That looks to be a Red Bull who's way off the pace here, way off the rails. Knight now getting ahead of Kurt Valletta, who's taking a pit stop. But what happened to this Red Bull? That was Cohen, who is now really not having a great race here. He is on the soft, and it looks like he might be having some wing damage here. No wing damage, but that spin made him lose a lot of positions. Kurt Valletta coming out of the pits on a fresh set of soft tires down in P9. But back to the leaders here, as this is where the action is happening. This is what we want to be seeing here, battling for the lead. And through the battles, it might just essentially allow some of these drivers who have taken pit stops to close up. Oh my goodness! Irish New Potato goes for a slide in the grass. That is not going to help, as he needs to get out of the gravel here. Right as I switch out, I'm not too sure if that was caused by contact or if that was just due to mistakes here. The curbs, as we've mentioned in preseason, as we're seeing here in race 1, is still something to be learned. It's still a challenge for a lot of these drivers, and that could be the case here, though. Here comes Skilla now back ahead of Nazareth as he retakes the lead of this race here on lap 15. Now the top two have built a gap now to VR and Duwill, who are still chasing each other down. Cohen is going to be taking a pit stop now. I'm not surprised after taking that spin one lap ago. and he's had enough. He is retiring out of this race. Unfortunate to see from the Red Bull driver here, but down to 14 runners nonetheless as we continue on here on lap 15 out of 36. We've already had 15 very eventful laps here in this Grand Prix, and it looks like we are going to be set for another 21 eventful laps here if this has anything to say about it. We have yet to see a pit stop from the top 7, and I'm sure once they do take their pit stops, this battle is going to pick up right where they left off, as I do believe the top 4 are now converting into a little bit more of tire management, taking these medium tires a little bit longer than the likes we saw in Division 4, I should say, for the most part. Division 4 seemed to have committed to the 2-stop strategy throughout the grid, but here in Division 2, drivers are trusting their tire management, and they very much so could be going for a 1-stop medium to hards here, especially if they can keep it clean. But now having to rely on tire management. Prof Patrick, though, he's very much so committed to the 2-stop. Gonna try for a move on Irish New Potato, who's now down in 7th. Prof Patrick on the much fresher tires. You can see the pace difference here as he's gonna try to stick it around the outside. Irish New Potato leaving room here. You love to see that, but that was not gonna happen, unfortunately, for Prof Patrick. But still getting close. Look at the pace. He's now gonna go to the inside line, but Irish New Potato just seems to have those secondary boosters in hand. But now there's a little bit of exchange as Jay Wills is gonna go for a pit stop. Very quickly now, putting on that fresh set of tires, and this could be an indication of what the front runners are going to do once Jay Wills does get off of that strategy. He's going for a soft tire, so it looks like Jay Willis is committing to the 2-stop. Here comes Prof Patrick now, once again down the inside. He's alongside now. Finally gets the traction, he gets the overtake done. The question is, can he hang on to that position? It's a drag race now, and it looks like with the second bite of DRS Cherry, it will be Prof Patrick who gets the position officially now. Irish New Potato came close, but just not close enough to get the overtake, and might need to watch out for Kurt Valletta, who's not too far behind, running in 8th. Has a little bit of a tank slapper, it seemed, but nothing to worry about. VR46 Yarno back to the lead of the race. He is taking a pit stop. Irish New Potato from bad to worse, as he is now getting back on track as he clips that curb once again, just trying to eke out as much as he can, and he is going to be approached by Captain Blade. Knight now back into P4, a distant P4, as drivers behind are taking a pit stop now. That was for VR46, and this could be a domino effect where we might see the likes of Skillia, Nazareth, will take a pit stop. Knight, I'm sure, might want to pit as well to get off of these tires. But the question is, it looks like because it looks like a lot of drivers are committing to a 2-stop strategy, a medium soft. But we might see some of these drivers maybe slap on a set of hard tires just to try to save time with the hards, go to the end of this race, and see if they can save that time on the 1-stop. But you are gonna have to push these mediums. Possibly, I mean, I think at this point we're essentially nearly past the halfway point, as that looks to be Nole once again not having the race he was hoping for. Jordan and Nude Potato are having a little bit of a battle here for essentially the wooden spoon. But let's see, it looks like as if Irish New Potato is getting the extra pace here on those soft tires. Jordan is keeping up, though, with those 15-lap-old mediums as they're still side by side, heading down the hill to turn 4. But with the tire advantage and the tire life advantage for Irish New Potato, it was essentially the bed was made there for that. But let's take a look here. We've got more battling here. Nazareth came close to about a 1/10 of a second on Skilla, but unfortunately was not able to get the overtake done. The lap car of Nole doing a good job of getting out of the way there, not getting involved with the lead runners. I'm sure he'd love to be running with them, but unfortunately it was not meant to be here for the Ferrari driver, as he's essentially running his own race here around Austria. But starting lap 20 out of 36, well past the midway point now for sure. 16 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and the sun is coming out here. No sign of wet weather between now and the end of the race. It's Nazareth is chasing down Skilla once again, getting close right along the back of Skilla here to try to maybe go down the inside going into turn 4. He's going to try down the outside now. Can he get the overtake done? Yes, he does. Well before turn 4, so he can kick back to the racing line and take the racing line through that corner. So Nazareth is now retakes the lead of this race. Skilla though in second, but they seem to be interchanging the lead every lap, every 2 laps. Oh no, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2 here, as that looks to be Nole getting back on track. Oh no, and that's going from bad to worse for Nole, as he is not having a race to remember here. As now Skilla, he is going to be the first of the top 3 to take a pit stop. But let's see, where's he going to come out compared to the likes of VR, who's coming around the final corner. You got to think VR is going to come out well ahead of Skilla there. But depending on what Skilla is going to be putting on in terms of tire, he's going for the soft tires. So they're going to be a similar strategy, but VR has the slightly more worn tires. But it looks as though the overcut is not the way to go, unless you are very much so trying a medium to soft one stop. I'll be honest, I didn't even consider a medium to soft one stop. But if you're a driver here in Division 2, if you trust your tire wear, if you trust your tire management, you could very well get this working. Here we go now. Kurt Valletta and Prof Patrick having a little bit of a battle. Kurt Valletta getting ahead of Prof Patrick now here to go up into P5. Kurt Valletta having a decent recovery drive in the Alfa Romeo on those 6-lap-old softs now, but we'll see if he can push a little bit more. Nazareth now taking a pit stop, so he is he is essentially responding to Skilla as his main competitor. Duwil though, he's going. He's still going. Duwil, you know you got to take a pit stop, right? No, I'm sure he knows. Duwil though, he's a little bit famed for this type of strategy where he puts on the harder compound and he just drives them up until the point where they're about to explode. So I think Duwil, all that practice, all that strategizing he was doing a season ago, just running those hard tires to the end of the race, running all of that to the end of the race is paying off for him. And I'm looking here, 21 laps. Let's quickly put on the stops. Okay, so no, both Duwil and Knight have yet to take pit stops. They are really going off. They are really charging here, and you gotta be thinking that they're probably hoping for a safety car, committing this late here to staying on those tires. They've got to be hoping for a safety car here, seeing the yellow flags that have come out, seeing the incidents that we've had at night though. Looking at that line, I think it's all but committed for a pit stop. Oh my goodness, and that was VR46 Arno made it close. I'm not too sure if there was contact here, and from the pit wall it appeared as if there might have been. From the response from the Alpine driver on the team radio. Too bad I don't have the ability to play that out here, but heartbreak for Knight, as now he is finally taking that pit stop, but there's going to be extra time lost, and he's putting on the hard tires for good measure. That is definitely not part of the plan there, and things going from bad to worse for the Alpine driver. Not the way he wanted to kick off this first race for sure, as he was running so well. Couple mistakes here, some his own, some not his own, and now he finds himself back down in P8, and possibly for one more pit stop. But unless he does just push the ever bejesus out of those hard tires. But back to the racing action. Oh, look at that! It's Nazareth, Skilla, picking right up where they left off after their pit stops, one next to another on those fresh set of soft tires, and they are going to continue the battle, continue the push. Duwil though right behind them, as he took a pit stop as well. He decided to put on the set of soft tires for his own good, and that is going to be Duwil in P5, Skillian in P4, Nazareth in third, Kurt Valletta in second, and VR46 Jarno finds himself back in the lead of this race 4 seconds ahead of Kurt Valletta. So VR pulling that strategy off pretty well here. A solid recovery drive for the Williams driver. He was, if you remember early on, very much so involved in those battles, but hold that thought as now Nazareth goes for a move and does succeed in a move on Kurt Valletta, who now finds himself down in third. Nazareth up into second, but Skillia's got to get a move on now. He's got to get past his teammate. Thankfully, though, it is his teammate, so Kurt Valletta will see here very quickly in this debut race. Are the Alfa Romeo drivers, are they on friendly terms, or are they on not so friendly terms? Let's take a look here. Coming around the final corner, are we gonna get a battle? No, we're not. They are playing the team game. They know what's at stake here for the constructors, running third and fourth, and if Kurt Valletta can stick with Skillia, who's proven to be very fast here, they could try to keep with Nazareth, keep with VR, and here with 11 laps to go, they both have 3 seconds of time penalties. And keep in mind, this gap between Nazareth and VR is closing, while seemingly staying a little bit similar here between Skilla and Nazareth. So this could lead to a little bit of order switches here. If we take a look at the positions gained, Jay Wills having a fantastic drive here after that qualifying incident, up 13 positions, up into P6. And running a fantastic race here. Does have 9 seconds to close up to do Will. Does have a penalty as well for good measure. But still a solid drive from the Alpine driver here, as he's doing good. Looks like Nole is really not having a drive to remember here. Dark neither, as they are both running a little bit late. Kurt Valletta, though, he's taking a pit stop. He's going for stop number 2. Going to be putting on a fresh set of soft tires to go to the end of this race. Now, it looks like that 2-stop, we'll see how that's going to benefit Kurt Valletta, but everybody near him is essentially running the 1-stop now, it seems. The likes of Nazareth, Skyla, Will, they are both very comfortable on that 1-stop and should very much so be able to comfortably make it to the end of the race here. Knight is trying to gain some positions now on Kurt Valletta, trying to get back up into P7, limit the damage after that earlier incident. Came close, but could not stick it down the inside into turn 3. Does have DRS for good measure, but will he be able to close up in time for turn 4? No, unfortunately not, as it's going to still be Kurt Valletta in 7th, Knight in 8th. Here, the tire difference could be playing a factor in that as well. But here in the race, VR 46 Yarno still leading here on lap 27 of 36. It's Nazareth in second, Skyla in third, Will in fourth, and Jay Willis rounding out the top 5 here. But Prof Patrick is on a charge here on those medium tires. A fresh set of medium tires can definitely go to the end of the race, should not have an issue. Even if he does push here, given what we've seen these Division 2 drivers. But the question is, will he have enough time to... all right, that happened here as Prof Patrick gets booted way down the order. So I think my timing table was a little bit off here, as it appears as if it's Kurt Valletta who is in 6th place for real now. As does that make sense here? I'm not too sure. It's hard to... I don't know if I believe my timing tables, to be honest, because either Prof Patrick got lapped and I missed that, or he should be up there. But let's see here. Kurt Valletta is on a charge, trying to close up to Jay Willis as far as it's concerned. Jay Willis, though, is diving into the pits. He's going to get off of those tires. So he is going to lose a few positions with that pit stop here. Hopefully there's no wing change to do either. It should just be a tire change for him, though. But now he's going to put on a fresh set of tires, end up in a similar position as Cruz. Kurt Valletta just try to charge back up the order. Knight is not going to complain as he gains an extra position with that pit stop here on what's going to be his recovery drive. But here for the leaders, you've got Nazareth chasing down VR 46 Yarno, and we are down to less than 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. And I think Nazareth is playing this tactically here, doesn't want to show his hand too soon, as look at this. Oh, VR is taking a pit stop. Oh, so in a change of events, VR is not going to go to the end. He's going to take a second pit stop here, so Nazareth is going to be promoted to the lead of the race. Skillia is down in second here on a similar tire strategy. Might have Jordan, who's a little bit further behind, to help out with this catch-up if he can get DRS. Unfortunately cannot. And heartbreaking for Prof. Prix as he leaves the session. His car will now be controlled by AR. This is AI. Apologies for that, but it should be. It's a little bit costly for Prof. Prix because he's going to lose out on a few more positions. Not ideal when connection issues through no fault of your own affect the race. I've been there. I know other drivers have been there. It's frustrating, but you gotta work through it. Sometimes these things do happen. It's a part of online racing, but hopefully for Prof. Prix, he can get those resolved and try to continue a bit of a charge up the field here from what is now P13 and possibly going to continue to fall. But Nazareth, he is still in the lead. Skilla is in second. No DRS still, as he's got to conserve a little bit of battery. I'm seeing here on that steering wheel. It's let's quickly put up the telemetry just to see. So 20% battery for Skilla. Nazareth, even in worse conditions, in 11th. Duwheel has 20 for his own. VR, though, he's 11 seconds behind, 6 laps to go, but he's got a lot of battery to work with, running closer to around 55 to 60% here. Kurt Valletta, he's got an empty tank of batteries here, and then Knight is very similar with that empty tank as well to run down the order. Captain Blade a little bit more to work with, and we do continue down the order from here, but still it's going to be a bit of a war of attrition here as the batteries are starting to fade. Drivers are trying to recover some battery so they can use it near the end of the race here. But crucially, though, the gaps have started to form here after the pit stops have all been said and done. No, I want the interval. I just don't want this. There we go. We can see a little bit more of the screen here. Let's get this off the screen so we can take a look. And Skilla is still trying to chase down, but unfortunately, he can't seem to close that gap. Nazareth doing a good job, a very good job of gap control here, keeping that gap from P1 to P2 around 2.8, 2.93 seconds. But crucially, though, Nazareth has a 3-second penalty, so he's going to have to want to get a move on, because the way things are standing right now with this gap, now it's actually grown up to above 3 seconds. But if Skilla can keep it below 3 seconds here and not take a time penalty, Skilla will be taking the victory here. If not, it is Nazareth, and as of right now, it will be Nazareth who is going to be taking the victory. But look at that. Skilla closing right back as Jordan very wisely getting out of the way, letting the quicker drivers through. You like to see that, not trying to get affected, not trying to affect the outcome of this race too much are the lap cars, and that is the sportsmanship you like to see. But all eyes now are less on a battle on track for the time being and more on a battle here for the gaps. As it stands right now, it will be Skilla who will be winning the race. As I would like to just get some input afterwards to figure out how I can actually pronounce his name properly. But he is flirting with a win here. He's just got to manage to keep that gap between or under 3 seconds while sticking to a clean race. Will is in third. He's trying to charge down here. Brought out a yellow flag, but I think that was just for getting past a lapped car here. Possibly Jordan just letting him through, as you can see there. Jordan, though, not having the race he was hoping for, down in 11th, just outside of the P10, but kind of running his own race here in no man's land. Jay Wills, though, he's starting to close up on Captain Blade. Captain Blade having a decent run so far here for the Saucy Beam, and that is Captain Blade. But we'll see if he can hang on. Jay Willis is trying to chase down. Jay Willis has a penalty, but I don't think that's going to stop him from trying to get the overtake done on track with 3 laps to go. If he can get ahead, and if he knows he has the pace, he can try to build that gap with the clean air that is ahead of what is currently Captain Blade for now. But this is the battle on track we are watching here on your screen as they are going to be starting their lap 33. The leaders are well into lap 33 themselves. 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix here of what's been a very exciting first race of the season here for Season 5 of the ISRL Esports Division 2 Championship. And if this is what we can expect to see, I'm excited for what's to come here. Looked like Jay Wills tried something, thought about going down the outside, but that was not going to work out there. But you can see the pace that he has now. Is he going to go down the inside? No. Captain Blade left the door open for a dive, but Jay Wills knew better than that, thought better of it, and did not want to go for that very ambitious move down the inside of Captain Blade. But here, as we're watching this battle, 2/10 behind Captain Blade is Jay Wills. Let's keep an eye out here on the that's fine, just like this. So Jay Wills has 6 seconds of penalties. So he's possibly trying to force Captain Blade into a mistake, because with 2 laps to go, if Jay Wills does not get ahead like yesterday or live, as we're about to see right now, here we go. Job is half done for Jay Wills. Now, step 2, he's going to have to build a 6-second gap, or else all of that was for naught. Captain Blade, though, he is aware of this. He is well aware of the of that 6-second gap that Jay Wills is going to have to build. So, maybe for Captain Blade, not going to spend as much time defending, but if he can just stick to the back of Jay Wills, stick within a second, 2 seconds, stay in that DRS range, that is all he is going to be needing here to snag that position. Oh no, but Kurt Valletta, he has a big moment here as he's trying to get back on track. Profit, oh my goodness, from bad to worse here as he's going to continue to fall down the order, as there goes Jay Wilson, Captain Blade ahead of them. And Captain Blade keeping steady, but Kurt Valletta now, he was running very well, but a costly mistake for him sends him down in 8th position, with the Irish New Potato closing here on track. Knight, meanwhile, he's happy with that. He goes ahead. Oh, and that's Cruz. Cruz is out of this race here. As let's keep a look on dark screen to see what happened to Cruz. He just completely missed the corner and went into the wall just like that. Now Jay Wills and Captain Blade exchanging positions. Captain Blade, he wants that position on track. He is going to do anything he can to snag that position. Irish New Potato getting ahead of Kurt Valletta, even with those penalties. But Jay Wills and Captain Blade having a little battle side by side on track here on what is lap 35 out of 36 for them. But leading the charge here is Nazareth. But Skyla doing a very good job. Skyla Skilla, I'm not too sure, but what I do know is he is less than 3 seconds behind Nazareth. So if this is the way things are going to continue, he is going to be a very happy Alfa Romeo driver. But we'll see how this all plays out between now and the end of the race. As we saw in Division 4, anything can happen here, so it's far from over. But we've got about half a track to go here in this Grand Prix. Lap 36 out of 36. Nazareth is leading on track. Skyla is in P2 as he is coming around that similar corner, keeping up with Nazareth here. Is he going to remain clean? He's got 2 corners to go, these 2 drivers. Here we are around the final corner. On track, it is the AlphaTauri of Nazareth who takes the victory, but through penalties, it is Skilla in the Alfa Romeo who gets the victory here. And DeWill comes in 3rd. He snags the podium. VR46 Yarno crosses the line in 4th. And a little bit further back, here comes the Alpine of ISRL Knight. He is coming around the final corner himself, about to cross the line. Now he does in P5, and he does. Will he keep that P5? It appears as if he might. As oh my goodness, that was Captain Blade going for a spin. No, that wasn't Captain Blade. That was Prof Patrick going for a spin, clearing the or I believe that was, no, that wasn't Prophet Trick. I was right the first time. It was Captain Blade going for a crazy finish to the race. He knows he's got the position P6, but I thought he would have just gone straight through, but just trying to keep that car under control. Thankfully, he didn't DNF the car across the line, as that could have been worst case scenario for the McLaren driver, but to end the race in style here, just like that. There you have it. That has been the very exciting, very eventful, fantastic first race of the season, the Austrian Grand Prix. We've got tons more races where that is coming from here. It's only round 1 out of 16 of the championship, but it could be round 1, it could be round 16, but for drivers on the podium, as you can see, they will take the victory, they will take the points. They must be absolutely ecstatic after taking that podium there. Congratulations to you guys on the fantastic drive, and I would love to get some thoughts here, some post-race interviews with these drivers to see what they have to say. We'll get to that in a minute, but one more time here as we load in. There you have it, your grid one final time here. It is Skyla in the Alfa Romeo, starting from 5th on the grid, taking the victory here. What a drive it was, with It's Nazareth in 2nd. Started on pole, still a podium, but not where he was hoping for. Ideally, do Will rounding out the podium in P3 with the VR 46 in the Williams in 4th. Knight rounds out the top 5, so a solid recovery. Captain Blade, Jay Willis, Kurt Valletta, Irish New Potato, and Jordan rounding out the top 10 here. Dark, Prof Patrick, Cruz, Nole, Cohen, Lorenzo, Krishna, Potgetter, Welsh Maldonado. They are your remaining drivers here on the grid. But that was a fantastic drive here from everybody involved. What a show, what a race that was. And like I said, we'll jump into the post-race interviews. I would love to get some thoughts, some input on what the drivers, what the podium thought about this after that very exciting first race of the season. So I will get those sent off here. Let's jump into the showroom in the meantime, so we can try to get on the screen here that race-winning Alfa Romeo car. And I will be back. Let's get these invites sent off here. So, yeah, in the meantime, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Division 2, the first race of the Division 2 Championship. I'm sure it was very exciting from my point of view. I'm sure you all can very much so agree with that. As I just gotta focus up a little bit and get the invites sent off. I do believe that was, what is it, 3 A's and a 7? Nope, 2 L's. Yeah, there we go. So, 1 down. Now the rest should be a little bit quicker there. Just be a few more moments. Thank you for your patience, everybody, as I get all of this sent out. Normally we've got the co-commentator in, but unfortunately for the time for this week at the very least, it was just myself. But I hope I was able to do a good job, keep you guys company in the meantime here. Just about need to send one last little invite here to do Will to get his thoughts, if he's willing to jump in here. But there you have it. We have added the podium, and let's see if we can get anybody's thoughts here, so we can get some input after that very exciting first round of the season. In the meantime, we've got the Alfa Romeo on your screen here, that race-winning Alfa Romeo to show off here in the brand new showroom that we have here for F1 2021. Now let's see here. No, it is just myself for the time being. I'll give it a little bit longer, but in the meantime, thank you everybody for sticking in. Thank you for sticking by here with these post-race interviews. I'm just gonna quickly take a peek at the Discord and see if anybody's screaming at me. Doesn't seem to be the case just yet here, but I'll just give it a little bit longer now here. Okay, so I'll give it another like 30 seconds to see if anybody wants to jump in. If not, then I'll leave it like that there. But in the meantime, I just want to say I want to thank our partners here, of course, for sponsoring us, for supporting us. We've got Advanced Sim Racing, looking for a rig, looking for a seed. Look no further than Advanced Sim Racing. They've got some fantastic stuff based here in Canada, my home country. So show some support here for Advanced Sim Racing. Thank you, of course, IMB Racewear, providing merch. Fantastic merch, looking great, and with the rebrand, they've got some stellar new merch out there, so you're gonna want to check out. Of course, IFVA as well, helping us here with the a little bit of a joint league venture, helping us with some calls, helping us here to unify league racing. Thank you for you guys, and of course, Jackson Protection Agency, looking for some security work. Look no further than Jackson Protection Agency. Fantastic group of guys, and I do have to say the owner is absolutely a banging person, so definitely check them out, and thank you to all 4 of those partners for doing what you guys do. Thank you for the support. We couldn't do things without you guys, and of course, thank you to the fans here for watching here for this first race. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up here as no post-race interviews here for the first race of the season. Unfortunately, I will look into that, see if we can get that sorted as the season plays along. But I do want to say thank you so much for watching here today. I do hope you enjoyed the race as much as I did here. Fantastic, and it's got me excited for next week when we hit up the streets and Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. This is same time, same place here, and next week, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. UK time. You're not going to want to miss that. But, of course, you don't want to go anywhere. 45 minutes, we're missing a tier here. We've got Division 1 taking the track here in Austria in 45 minutes. You're not going to want to miss that. Hosted in the booth by myself and Knight, as we'll take you through the action there. Excited for that. Don't want to be missing that. But that'll do it here for the Division 2 stream. And I do want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And I do hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. But until then, I've been Fallen Monkeys saying thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you guys in 45 minutes. Have yourselves a fantastic evening.